Today I fucked up by not realizing I've been tutoring Tony Romo's son. So the past 2 summers I've worked as a tutor, teaching 3rd graders the basics of code with Scratch. One kid I started tutoring last summer, Hawkins, lives in this huge house and his parents paid me $60 an hour to come code with him. I occasionally saw Dad walking around the house, and always wondered what he did to get so much money. Flash forward to last Tuesday when I had my last session with Hawk for the summer, and his mom gives me this thank you note and gift for driving out to hang with Hawkins every week. After the session I open the gift and it's a signed Dallas Cowboys football. Now, keep in mind, I'm not super into sports. I know a couple big names, but I never really sit down and watch any football. So I thought the ball was super cool, and I wondered how they got it personalized with my name. After really looking at the signature, I realized it was Tony Romo's, a name I recognized. Issue is, I don't only recognize the name from TV, I recognize the last name, Romo, because that is Hawkins' last name. Then it hits me. I googled Tony Romo to make sure, and sure enough that was Dad. I had been hanging out in Tony Romo's mansion all this time. Too long didn't read. I met Tony Romo multiple times, went to his house every Tuesday of the past 2 summers, talked with Candace Crawford every week, and tutored their son without ever realizing who they were. Proof. Note, I mentioned the $60 because that is a ton for me. I'm an hourly worker when I'm not tutoring. Note 2, to those worried about his privacy, all information I've shared is already public knowledge. Not trying to dox such a great family. Lol, I wonder if Tony felt bad that you didn't recognize him or was relieved to not be a distraction for his son's tutoring. And I'm sure he'd be like, yes, this person just treats me as another human, not some famous ball player / celeb. You're being paid $60 an hour to teach Scratch? Fucking hell. Private tutoring is expensive. I charged $50 an hour for SAT math in my senior year of high school and had plenty of business. This isn't a today I fucked up, it's a today I did well. Just because the father is rich and famous, doesn't mean he wants you to treat the kid, or him, any different. Otherwise you probably wouldn't kept being hired. Just keep concentrating on the tutoring. When it resumes, don't acknowledge how famous this guy is, and appreciate the gift politely. If he ever mentions it, you can politely say you know who he is, without fawning over him. Him is just a veneer and should be ignored. Out of curiosity, how did he find you? Like, does Tony Romo use Craigslist? Tony Romo is a player I never gave enough respect to when he was playing, but after getting some insight with his commentary, dude is incredible at reading the game. Best NFL commentator in the past 20 years for sure. I'll watch a game I don't even care about just if he's calling it. Today I fucked up by paying for my items on Valentine's Day. The today I fucked up did not happen today, but on Valentine's Day. Trust me, this is relevant to the story. I had the day off from work and went to do some shopping. Previously I had bought a yellow coat, for carnival, and I was looking for something to match with that. I decided to dress up as a chicken, so went ahead and bought chicken mask. Very content I left the store. Due to a birth control mishap with my boyfriend, I thought, better safe than sorry, go to the pharmacy and buy a pregnancy test. Whilst browsing I saw there was a discount on my favorite kind of lube. I thought, no big deal, I'm an adult, I can buy lube and a pregnancy test. I went to the cash register, put my items on the counter, the woman asks, cash or card? Cash please, and whilst I draw my wallet out of my bag, the chicken mask comes out as well and ends up on the counter next to the lube and pregnancy test. On Valentine's Day. Credit to the woman behind the counter, she saw my shocked face and said, you do you, sweetie. Absolutely mortified I left the store. Too long didn't read. Today I fucked up by combining items at the counter that give the impression I have a fowlery fetish. I don't know why, but all I could think about was what came first, the chicken or the egg, when reading this. It's a cute story. As far as fuck up goes, this story is very mild, which I hope may comfort you a little. I love the you part. What a nice lady. You shouldn't feel ashamed of your fetishes if they're not hurting anybody. I once drunkenly told my friends I have a lactation fetish and they all acted disgusted and gave me shit for it. I thought that it was a pretty vanilla fetish. What a bunch of assholes, trying to make me feel bad for something that's not causing any problems for anybody. It's 2020, people need to start being more accepting of each other's sexuality. Don't ruffle your feathers over this situation too much. You probably made that cashier's day. My favorite part is when you were looking for something to wear with your yellow coat, so you decided to dress up as a chicken. It took me by surprise. I hadn't really registered the carnival part. This reminds me of the game, what 3 things would you buy to make the cashier as uncomfortable as possible? Chicken mask, lube, pregnancy test. Edit, formatting. Chicken mask, lube, eggs. Today I fucked up by mixing languages in the worst way, slightly NSFW. This didn't happen today, but I still cringe and laugh every time I remember it. I am German, but my aunt lives in England and her partner is American, so at Christmas, when they visit, we usually speak a wild mixture of German and English. Everyone messes up their words every now and then and we usually have a lot of fun with it. So one year I got a card game called Exploding Kittens as a Christmas gift for the family. For those who don't know it, it's a ridiculous game that involves cards like the 1000-year back hair up the belly of a pig, a corn and hairy potato cat. There's an NSFW version of the game too, but I got the family-friendly one. I was playing the game with my dad and my aunt and we were having lots of fun and speaking Denglish, Deutsch plus English equals Denglish, when it was my turn to play a card involving magical peanut butter. The problem is that I didn't say peanut butter. You see, the German word for peanut is Erdnuss. My brain was struggling with speaking 2 languages at once and decided to use the first half of the English word and the second half of the German word, so what I said was magical peanut butter. I didn't even realize what I said until I noticed that the room had gone dead silent and everyone was staring at me. Grandparents, parents, everyone. Only then did I realize I had just said what sounded like penis butter in front of my entire family. My dad and aunt were laughing hysterically while I turned bright red. It was so embarrassing at the time, but it's pretty funny now. That card, however, has never been the same to us since that day. Edit, for those who are still confused why I found this uncomfortable at the time, I was an awkward 17-year-old who was still trying to figure out how far on the ace spectrum I am, and the exact text of the card is rub peanut butter on your belly button and make some friends. Too long didn't read, I said penis butter instead of peanut butter in front of the entire family. That is hilarious, thank you. I love that game, both the family-friendly and NSFW version, fun to play and chat. Cream of nut. As a native English speaker who is learning German since I have realized that Erdnuss translates to earth nutted, yeah, a great thing to say at like parties and such, just like hey anybody wants some earth nut butter. In Afrikaans it's grondboontjie, which translates to ground bean. That's just what my dad and I call peanut butter, we call it penis butter for laughs. It's based on the joke from Scary Movie a little bit too, where they're parodying Brokeback Mountain and the one guy is reaching for the other guy's crotch just grabbing some peanuts, he says it like penis toe. This is the best use of Denglish I have found so far. I am from India, living and working in Germany for 5 years now, and not once did I get a chance to encounter something this hilarious. My friends need to step down their language game. D. Thanks for the hilarious post. And if you live in Olga and wanna grab a beer sometime and practice English, hit me up. Happy to help. Smile.